Koti pranams at the lotus feet of our sweet Lord. Sai Ram to all. Whenever Swami used to come, I told you he would stay in his room and give morning darshans, coming out into his balcony. One time, Swami had come as usual and he was staying for a day or two in our college. So that day evening bhajans were over and we girls had finished up all the cleanup and it was about 9:30. All of us had gone back to the hostel. Swami had gone into his room and all the duties were over. So for me, for some reason, Swami had allotted a single room for me. This was the first room on the ground floor in the hostel. I didn't have any roommates. It was a tiny room with some shelves and for studies and all that. So I stayed by myself, and all the rest of the rooms had two girls, three girls, four girls, as usual. So I was in my room, and it was like 9, almost 10 o'clock. Everybody had gone to sleep. Everything was silent. So I was sitting in my room and I was thinking, I was very fond of reading the stories of the saints of yore, how they manifested God, Ramdas, Tukaram, Surdas, all those great, great yogis and saints. So I thought if they could pray or sing and with so much devotion that God would appear before them, let me see, let me go out. Swami is staying here, right? He is our God. So I said, let me go and see if Swami will give me a darshan when I sing. So slowly I sneaked out of the hostel. I went and stood on the ground facing his balcony. And nobody was around. Everybody had gone to sleep. So I stood there and I started singing bhajans. All the bhajans that I knew. 1 hour passed, 2 hours passed, no sign of Swami. And then it was about 12:30. It started to rain. Pouring rain. I was completely drenched, but I still thought, no, I am not going anywhere. I want to have Swami's darshan. So I stood there and I sang and sang till my throat got sore. And finally, about 1:30, I was shivering in the cold and I thought, I don't have any bhakti. Swami is not going to come out and give me darshan. I thought, okay, Swami, I will go now. I will sing one last bhajan. If it melts your heart, give me darshan. Okay, Swami, I said. And I stood there and I sang, Pyare Nandalal Darshan Dijo, Yashoda ke bal Darshan Dijo, Pyare Nandalal Darshan Dijo. Suddenly I heard the door to the balcony open and Swami came out of the door and he stood there and he said, Shh! Amy! Po nidra po! Amy de! He said. Then I told him, Swami, I want to see you. I cannot see you in the dark. Please come to the front of the balcony. And Swami came to the front of the balcony and he leaned out over the balcony and he said, Chusava, dunna pota, po, poi pandko, he said. I was so happy. I said, thank you, Swami. And I happily ran back to the hostel and I went to sleep. I had one of my best friends, Rajivi. She was a girl from Sri Lanka, totally devoted to Swami. So slowly I went and told her the next day morning, Rajivi, this is what happened. I sneaked out of the hostel, went and stood there all by myself and I sang for 2-3 hours. And finally Swami came out and gave darshan. Immediately she said, Jai Shri, I will also come with you today. Both of us will go and we'll see. Maybe Swami will give us darshan. So this was the plan. Then in the morning, as usual, we girls were allotted the duties for serving the guests in the hall downstairs. And Swami had come down and Swami was looking how we were serving and everything. Dr. Subhama, our warden, was also standing there. And then slowly, I was one of the girls serving the guest. Then slowly Swami said, Hey Subhama, hostel బయటికి ఉండే డోర్ రాత్రి లాక్ చేయటం లేదా? So Subhama madam didn't know anything. She said, ఏమో స్వామి. Then he said, చూడు ఈ రోజు నుంచి తలుపు లోపల నుంచి నీవు ఎవరికో చెప్పి లాక్ చేయాలా. ఏమో పిల్లలన్నీ రాత్రి అక్కడ ఇక్కడ అని తిరుగుతారో ఏమో, బాగా లాక్ చేసి పెట్టు. And I was like shivering, and I thought the cat is after the back. Swami is going to tell her this girl was out in the night standing in front of my balcony and singing. Swami didn't say anything. He just looked at me slyly and he gave me a sweet smile like, okay, don't try it again. This is another incident. Thank you. Sai Ram.